Today we're going to be looking at the Runcam 5. Now this is one of the best cameras I've ever used besides a GoPro. Comparing it to the likes of the Firefly from the Foxier box, the Runcam splits, whatever, this is by far the best thing other than a GoPro, and the picture quality is superb. Now this video you're gonna watch it at 1080p 60 frames per second. That's how it was recorded. There's no color editing done, nothing was done to it. This is the raw video file straight from my quadcopter. It just caught some really beautiful images. If I didn't know better, I'd probably say it was a GoPro session, to be honest, and I'd highly recommend this one. It is phenomenally one of the best ones besides a GoPro. Now I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the footage. Once it's done, we'll stick it on the bench, go over the details, talk about the pros and cons, and we'll take it from there. Alright guys, so this is the Runcam 5 right here, and out of the box it's a really great camera. However, it does lack some of the features that come in this form factor, such as Bluetooth connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity, and actually seeing how the image quality looks like. So that is one drawback, if you consider that a drawback. For me, it wasn't really that much of a drawback, but for others it might be. So if you wanted a camera that can actually show you what it's looking at through your phone, through via application, whatever, this camera cannot do that. The only thing it does on your phone is it reads a QR code to set the settings. However, there is no way to know what settings are on it, so you basically have to kind of flash it every time. That could be a drawback to most, but if you use one profile, then one profile goes for you. In my flight today, everything was set to auto. Now, when you first receive it and you add your SD card in and it's not working, what I recommend you do is you format it. However, you don't format it from a PC. You just format it through this. So you power it on and you press the shutter 3 times. Give it a second after it powers on, and that would format the SD card and set up the folder structure that it needs to understand, and just basically prepare it so you don't have any issues. So that's the first thing. However, for me, I didn't have to do any of that for my SD cards. I was using a 32 gig. A friend of mine was using a 64 gig, and he had to do that because I also gave it to him to test out. Battery life on this is significantly better than the old Runcam 3s, and I haven't fully tested the Hakcrc Box 1 or 2 just yet. I do have them, but I haven't really gave a full test on them as much as I did on this one. It was just very apparent in the beginning when I turned both of them on, just did a quick turn. I noticed that the quality on this is much better and is comparable to the GoPro, which is really great. So this camera shoots up to 4K 30 frames per second, and it also shoots 1080p 120 frames a second. That's insane. And it obviously does 60 frames per second, which is what I was using it on. So it does have the capabilities, possibly with a future update, to do some kind of a slow-mo mode. I didn't really go through all the settings that much, but I just really wanted to get the image quality and see how well it actually works. And to be honest, it works really great. Not only that, it fits all of your GoPro stuff. Perfect, which is really nice. The Hakcrc box ripped some of my TPU mounts. So as you can tell, it does fit it fits all of the GoPro session mounts, especially the TPU ones. I haven't tried the standard mounts, but they don't provide you with any sort of mounts, as I remember. So take that into consideration, just because obviously it fits into the GoPro session style mount, so that's going to be fine in that perspective. Now, what's really crazy about this is you can power this or give it USB from 5 to 15 volts, which is really great if you're going to be powering up in the air somewhere. You can easily do that, but controlling it, you can't really control it through some sort of a PWM output, kind of like the Hawkeye Firefly cameras can do. I'll have this stuff linked down below. Also, this will be linked down below. Now, the battery capacity is 950 milliamps, and I think the Runcam 3 was anywhere between 350 milliamp to 700, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, or 800. However, that one also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, I think, or one of those two, but it has something that's constantly broadcasting most of the time if you enable it. But overall, this is Runcam did a really great job on this one. And if their new split cameras have the same internals as this guy, then it's really great. Now, if we talk about the exterior, they're using kind of like the GoPro soft rubber plastic thing, which I got into a couple of crashes, and I'll show you what happened. So I've gotten into a couple of crashes today, and as you can tell, it's really nice. It doesn't really scratch. It kind of just like nicks at it. But overall it handles very well. Now for the glass here, I don't know if it's going to be using some sort of a Gorilla Glass or anything, but don't get it anywhere near your carbon fiber, because that'll immediately scratch it. No matter what it is, it'll scratch the living crap out of it. For example, here I have a Xiaomi watch, and it has a scratch because of one of the frames. It just has to rub against it once. It doesn't even have to be that sharp. And you'll get a nice little scratch from the carbon fiber, especially if you're obviously using drones. So try to keep the lens away from the carbon fiber, or you're more than likely going to scratch it, like I have with a lot of things here, even my phone. Now, do I recommend this? Yes, I do actually recommend this. Now, not in terms of long-term use, but in terms of video quality currently, I do recommend it, and I'll be using a lot more on the channel. That's a definite thing. And if you take a look at the side here, where you place the SD card, it has a really nice closing bay. Now, is this waterproof? I don't think it's waterproof, probably slightly water resistant. I don't see any kind of gasket seals, but to cover the SD card area. But it could be somewhat kind of water resistant. But here we have some holes, as you can tell right there. So water resistance, just a couple drops, I think it'll be okay. But it could be waterproof, I don't know. But I wouldn't risk it if it's your only camera. I personally wouldn't. Today it was slightly drizzling at times, and as soon as I saw it drizzle, I'll just land and make sure no water got on it, because I needed to test it. And I'm very happy that I got to test it. I really do like the footage. It's really great footage here. So if you are thinking of grabbing one of these, go ahead and grab it. It is the best thing after a GoPro. I don't think there's anything, at least in this form factor, that is as good as a GoPro, but this is a really great, and it's fairly light actually. I'm surprised how light it is compared to the box. The box is a monster, the Hakcrc box, but the Hakcrc box compares to those like $50 Chinese HD action cams. However, this one's really great. I really like it, and I do definitely recommend it. So go ahead and check the links down below, guys, if you do like this content, or if you want to support the channel. If you use the links down below, those greatly support the channel. And I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.